everyone. I got some very exciting mail today and I couldn't wait to share it, so I wanted to hop on and share the experience with you. So maybe you can see that, maybe you can't, but it says Lion Brand yarn, so I think you all know exactly what I'm opening. I don't know why I opened the bottom of the box first, but I did. I already cut the box open, but I haven't touched anything. I haven't looked at the colors in person. But here we go. This is so exciting. This is their Skein Tones collection, and let's see what we think about it. So they made this collection, Lion Brand made this collection to, I'm not an affiliate with Lion Brand, although I would love to be, so if they want my sponsorship, please let them know. So they did it based off of their Basic Stitch anti-pilling yarn. They released 12 colors that are supposed to enhance current skin colors. Now, I'm approaching this from a very different, I can't help but rub these, they're so soft. I can't help but approach this from a makeup standpoint as well, because as many of you know, I do makeup too. So I know that there's a huge gap in the makeup industry of skin tone varieties and undertones, and I really want to see what this yarn has to offer. I would really like to see some yellow undertones. I think that those are often very lacking, and everything is typically way too cool, or like way opposite end of the spectrum, way too warm. So I'd like to see some things that would actually work as foundations for people, or at least like a concealer for people. So I'm going to pick up the first one that is closest to me, which I believe is Ivory. Yes, this is Ivory. So this is Ivory 01. And this is the Basic Stitch. It's 100 grams, 3.5 ounces, 185 yards, 170 meters. It's a medium 4 weight. They recommend using a size 8 knitting needle or a size H or 8 crochet hook. I can, having felt the anti-pilling before, I know that this happens to be exactly what I would expect. I'm looking at this yarn, and I'm looking at some of the yarn in here, and it all has a very beautiful shine, a beautiful sheen to it, some more than others, and I think that's just based on the color base that you put it on. So the white has a lot of sheen to it, whereas I'm looking and seeing there's a little less sheen to some darker colors, or some of the kind of mid-tone colors. Like here is hazelnut, and it's a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful color, but it just doesn't seem to be as shiny. But maybe that's just me and the light that I'm in. I have my lights off, and I'm just using natural light. So maybe that's just me. Probably just me. But yes, this feels like typical anti-pilling Basic Stitch. I love, like, the label is very indicative of what this whole collection is about, and I hope this is a permanent collection. But to be a permanent collection, from what I've heard, Lion Brand likes to discontinue things that aren't selling well, which is a good business model, I suppose, or whatever. But if you like this, buy it. because that's how we communicate with companies, is by buying things. So I already pulled out hazelnut. It's a beautiful light tan. I would say that this is not the color that I am right now, or ever will be. I think I'm usually actually closer to this color, but and I know I'm very red in the face because I went out in the sun to go pick these up. But I love that, and if you notice, they have all 12 of those of the colors in the collection in as little dots around the text skein tones, or skein tones, however you want to say it. So those two are pretty much on the lighter side. Let's see what else we have on the lighter side before we dive into some of these beautiful deeper colors. Okay, so this is probably the closest to my skin color right now. And this is the color Almond, which I never would have ever considered myself an almond. I've seen almonds before. They're not my color. So that's an interesting just name. I think that's really confusing because if you look in foundations and you look at almond color foundations, they are not this color. Is this my color? It's close-ish. So that's an interesting point, is that, you know, for the conversation in diversity and colors and tones, just the naming of the colors is interesting to me as someone who did makeup for a very long time. So here you can see those top three together. Okay, now let's go to the medium tones. There's not a whole lot that I would consider truly medium. I guess these. And then we have some that are very red tone. I guess in the light family. We have to consider peach as well. So peach, I would not consider myself a peach, although my face might look very peachy right now. It looks like it, actually, a really good match to my skin tone, but I'm not pink tone typically. Typically, when I do my foundation, I have to do something very yellow toned. So this would not be what I would select as a color, especially when you compare it to what I thought I was earlier and what it looks like here. I could see someone who is very fair, maybe with and this is typical, with red hair, this kind of tone being more their match, or my wife. This would be more my wife's color, because she's very pink, she's very cool toned. In fact, I would say these three are very cool toned. This is more neutral. This is the hazelnut, if I'm not mistaken. Why do they always pick nuts? Just a question. Okay, let's go to the medium tones. Okay. So, in the medium family, there is Cedar Wood, which is, I would say, a medium cool tan. Is it cool? Yeah, it's cool, edging on neutral. So, let's see. Actually, it's pretty yellow now that I look at it. Maybe it's more yellow than I gave it credit for. Because look at this hazelnut versus sorry, what's this? Cedar Wood. Yeah, so you can see that they're similar bases, where they look more similar on camera than they do in person. But this is a lot more yellow in tone, so that's good to see that. I really like seeing, like I said, I really wanted to see some more yellow-based colors, especially in the brown family, or in like the more, as we go deeper, I want to see yellows, and I want to see reds, and I want to see colors that you would see naturally occurring in skin tones. So this is Nutmeg, and I feel like my camera is having a hard time picking up the difference between these. So they look almost identical. This is a cool tone version, so Nutmeg is probably going to be on your cooler side. It's more green yellow based, whereas this, on the other hand, is Truffle, and it is warmer based, but they are very similar in color. They just have different undertones. And then I'm putting this in the medium as well. So I can see this being very complementary to a lot of skin tones who run yellow. It is in the camera showing as very, very bright, vibrant, almost mustardy, but it is not that bright in person. It's pretty subdued. I would say that this would be a skin color that you could see out there for sure, and definitely a concealer color that I've seen used before, and this is Honey. I think that's a great description of the color, and it is on the warmer side. Okay, and lastly, I'm going to go to the darker section. Now, this is where I get kind of tied up, because the medium section could have been beefed up quite a bit to do a medium and a medium dark, and then to have a dark, or to have a medium, a dark, and a deep dark. I feel like that's something that's missing in makeup for me, and maybe other people don't feel the same way because they're not looking at it from a makeup lens, but I just feel like there is room to kind of wiggle in new tones, and maybe if this line does really well, they will introduce new colors. But there are 4 more colors. And I'm going to start with this color. Now this color on camera reads red, 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 brick red. Again, it's more subdued. It is a very warm color. This is Adobe. I felt like this was a color that when I saw on camera, I felt like on other people's camera, I thought, wow, that is extremely, extremely red. But in fact, I think it's very reasonable and very beautiful. This is got to be one of my favorite colors. I think it's got this beautiful cinnamon kind of essence to it, and it is cooler than it comes off on camera for sure. So don't sleep on this color, because I think this plus what is this color, Honey, I think these two together mixed with maybe a cool like hazelnut would be just really beautiful. So don't sleep on these colors just because these more red based colors because you think that they can't be used, because I definitely think that they can be. And peach even, I think that those are really cute and would make, and all of these are going to make really cute amigurumi amigurumi dolls. And I'm gonna make one of each color if I can, because I want everyone to be represented. Everyone that I can represent, I want to represent, and it's so nice to have it all in the same line. You don't have to pick and choose and find the right color, and you're like, is this the right color? And I'm really looking forward to making something for my godson, and he and his parents are Indian, and finding something that matches their skin color has always been particularly challenging for me. And I'm, because I make toys and stuff for him, and I really want him to feel like this toy looks like me, and that's something that is really special to be able to provide for a child. So, got sidetracked. So, this color is mahogany. I would say that this is a little, I would say that this is kind of right around that line of like where mahogany typically sits. So if your foundation or concealer was a mahogany, I would say that this is kind of the color you would expect. And maybe you would even expect something a little bit darker, so it's a little bit lighter than some mahoganies, but it reads more red on camera. It is a warmer tone, but it is definitely not as red as it shows on camera. Next we have, I believe this is Coco. It is Coco. This is a beautiful Coco color. Exactly what color you would expect it to be. It's very cool in color, and actually I would say that this is a more neutral color. I take back my former statement. This is a neutral color, and I feel like this would work with any skin tone. I mean, I have lipstick this color. I have a lot of eyeliner this color. I have a lot of things this color. This is going to be beautiful against anyone's skin tone because of that neutral undertone to it. So Coco is a beautiful, rich brown, not super deep, and yes. So now we have the darkest color of the skin tones, sorry. I feel like we could have squeezed a couple more in there, and that's all I'm gonna say. Like I said, I just see it from a makeup perspective. There are gonna be a lot of people who are like, this is close enough, and that's great to start, but if this is something that Lion Brand wishes to continue, I'd love to see an expansion of the colors. So this is Ebony, and the lightest color is Ebony. Sorry, the lightest color is Ivory, the deepest color is Ebony. You can see them next to each other. Ebony is this beautiful deep dark purple. Oh my gosh, deep dark brown. It is cooler in nature. And you can see kind of right there, I believe it's showing true to color. I think that one deeper would be appropriate, and I believe that one lighter would be appropriate. I believe that two colors lighter than Coco would be appropriate. I believe that the medium section needs to be expanded upon, because there's a lot of people in the world whose colors might not be as represented. Like I said, they're close, but they're not exactly represented. So let me see. So the color that I would pick for my godson, I would probably pick, this is mahogany, this is truffle, I probably would pick somewhere between truffle and mahogany, but that doesn't exist here. So I would probably lean on the lighter side as I work it up. It probably would look a little bit darker. Just like my Ninja Turtle, like it was bright green, and as I have my stitches close together, the way that they trap light, you have light and dark colors. So to really reflect those colors, I would probably pick truffle. So just so you know what I would pick, and if I was picking a color for myself, I would probably pick this color right here, almond. Even though, like I said, I show up really, really red, pink, all of that, but like I'm not a peach. I'm telling you right now, I'm not a peach. Don't put that on me. Don't put that evil on me. So I hope you guys enjoyed my review. I hope I didn't seem too critical because this is such a good idea. I'm really happy about it. I love that it's anti-pilling because I feel like that is really great for amigurumi, and I'm really excited to use them. As always, I wish Basic Stitch came in bigger skeins because I like the idea of using a lot of these colors, but they are $4.99 or $3.99 if I'm not mistaken for the 100 grams. So it's not a terrible price by any means. It's 100% acrylic that doesn't pill. So I hope you guys enjoyed my video, and I will talk to you later. Bye!